You want to learn from one of the best on how to improve at Smash? My third class on Medify, Mastering Efficient Practice. How do you truly optimize your time to get the fastest growth possible in Smash? November 8th, Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Check out the link below and come on through. Alright y'all, for this video, I'm going to explain why I do not like Kalos as a stage and why I think it is arguably a good stage to ban. I say arguably because, you know, there's always opinions with this stuff. My thought process on Kalos is I think this is like the last stage left on most rule sets that is a bit polarizing, I'd say. Granted, like FD Battlefield Smash for All can be, but I think Kalos in particular has a lot of matchups where it's really strong, and I feel like counterpicking, it's supposed to give you an advantage to a certain extent, but at least in my mind, you don't want to give you so much of an advantage that's basically like a free win unless it's banned. Especially when you have Kalos in a stage list with PS2 Town FD, so it's like you have a lot of overlap with similarly like long flat stages that are really good for fast characters that can exploit it. And I think Kalos is just the most exploitable of that bunch for a few reasons. One, very long, like FD, you know, if you're a fast character and you're fighting a character not as fast, you're really hard to chase. If Cloud is just like, you know, running around charging limit, like he's very hard to chase on a lot of stages, but on this stage, he has so much room to work with that you're forced like overextend chasing him. And this is for a lot of characters. Let's say Finger Ninja, Sonic, Fox, Pikachu just upping across the stage or running away and shooting T-Jolts. So many characters that can utilize that space somehow, especially as running away, could just be extremely good here. And keep in mind, this is also in conjunction with having stages like Town, PS2, FD that provide something similar. Next up, these platforms. The thing about these platforms is that they're really hard to hit spots for a lot of characters. If your character doesn't have the best platform coverage, if your character is slow in the air so they can't like drift and cover this well, they don't have a great like horizontal hitbox, it's really hard to hit this platform. So it ends up being a really good defensive spot. Like, oh, I'm off stage, I'm recovering. I can either go to the ledge, right? So that's always an option. But I can go here, and then that's hard to hit for a lot of characters. Granted, having mix-up options for recovery is good. Don't get me wrong. But because there's so many characters that can't properly cover that, it gives you such a strong recovery mix-up if your characters that can go to it well. There are just some matchups where it's just like, oh, you're going to that platform, and that's just free as hell. And also, using this platform for landing is really good for similar reasons, right? Where like if I'm here, and like I'm landing from this position, I can land on stage with this big area in the stage work, with massive area in the stage, or I can go to the platform. Right? And like go like off the platform a little bit. Super hard to catch those landings. And keep in mind that since this platform's super hard to hit for a lot of characters, it's also a really good spot to get on stage from. Like you can go to ledge from here if you want. You could fall through like that. You could run off. You could jump. And speaking of jumping, there's a lot of characters that can basically just do this. And like you can do that on a lot of stages of platforms. You know, Battlefield, Small Battlefield, PS2. But once again, if you're a fast character fighting a slower character, they might not be able to chase this. And now, finally, the walls. I think wall jumping and wall play is a really cool mechanic in Smash. And I don't think it's like objectively bad or anything. I think the issue is it's another polarizing attribute and like pretty strong counter considerations. I think if this stage was PS2 layout in every way, except the walls, this would be a great legal stage. Cloud wall jumping here is insane. Like you're not catching a good Cloud player wall jumping here unless you super outplay them, and the risk reward of like doing that versus messing up, getting like up B suicide spiked because like, oh, you messed up and he hits you. Or a Bayonetta wall camping you with any sort of lead is like, what is this? This isn't cool at all. When there's a lot of characters in this game whose weakness is not the ledge, but it's the off stage, and this wall gives them an option to negate that. That's just a really strong option. I play two characters I think are good on this stage, but not amazing, and then one character that stinks on this stage. And it always feels like in a lot of matchups, you have to ban this. Overall, I just don't think we really need this in the stage list, especially now with Apollo Bastion. And even outside being polarizing, that was just kind of like a lame stage that promotes non-interaction. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Kalos. I'm sure people are going to disagree with me, and that's fine. Purely subjective. I've just been saying for over like many months, if not years, remove it, please. Peace out.